Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, there was a new dev Q&A session from Delta Force, and this time, Shadow, the game director of Delta Force, addressed pretty much every single major issue that people have been asking about or complaining about. Anti-cheat, the matchmaking, servers, ping, all sorts of stuff. Let's just say you will like some answers more than others. So let's get right into it. Be sure to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. I've been putting out so many weapon guides that you guys have been loving, and there are plenty more where that came from. And be sure to come by the Twitch channel, ladies and gentlemen. I will be playing in Twitch Rivals if you're watching this video on the day it is uploaded, December 18th. It is a tournament for the Battlefield mode of the game, and my teammates are Jesse Chasm, Velian, and Hambino, who you probably know from PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So definitely hit the follow button on the Twitch stream, ladies and gentlemen. I might be playing in that tournament as you're watching this video right now. Getting into the developer Q&A session, the first question opens the video up with a bang. Shadow answers, quote, "Why do you use kernel level anti-cheat, and is the anti-cheat monitoring us?" This is, of course, referring to the fact that the anti-cheat was having some issues and people were basically just calling it Chinese spyware and wondering if the game was even safe to download. And Mr. Shadow's answer here is, a good one, but mysteriously, he doesn't actually address the part of the question where it asks if it monitors people. He basically just says our anti-cheat has been implemented. It's very similar to anti-cheats found in games such as League of Legends. We have banned a bunch of people, we've kicked people from servers, and we've banned a bunch of devices that have attempted to cheat in Delta Force. And then he just doesn't address the other part of the question. So I'm sure you guys in the comment section are going to have an absolute field day with this one, but then the next question is equally as heavy-hitting. Does the game have skill-based matchmaking, and can it be removed? It is no secret that I have been extremely vocal against any sort of MMR or skill-based matchmaking in the Delta Force Havoc Warfare mode. I don't believe it has a place, and I believe the game would significantly benefit from its removal. Shadow's answer to this question is again very interesting. He doubles down on the fact that they do not use skill-based matchmaking in Delta Force, and they have made a simple distinction between new and experienced players to separate the matchmaking pools, and that their aim is to create a, quote, pressure-free gaming environment. But I don't really think that is what's happening. That's not my experience. When I play Delta Force with a squad or solo in the Havoc Warfare mode, the games are anything but pressure-free. They're extremely stressful and extremely frustrating. So I believe the system that they have implemented, even though it isn't technically skill-based matchmaking, it's achieving the exact opposite function or result that they are hoping for. It is creating pressure. It is creating stress. It is creating frustration while playing the game. And I'm still not so sure I 100% believe the simple distinction that they claim they made between new and experienced players, because again, at a certain point, a new player is going to become an experienced player once they keep playing the game. And I have to be honest, I have not seen many of these new players, because if I have, the experience should technically be getting less stressful, right? Because it continues to add new players into the matchmaking pool, and not every new player is going to be a sweaty player that knows exactly what to do. And on paper, what he's saying sounds great, right? Because he wants to protect the experience of new players. He wants to allow players to learn at their own pace. But I just don't think that is 100% what is happening, at least in my experience playing Delta Force right now. Then Shadow goes on to address some of the ping and matchmaking concerns that you guys have been commenting in my video all the time. He says that, quote, "We can confirm that this is not due to skill-based matchmaking," and he goes on to say that there are 64 players and we're trying to prioritize matching with all real players, so there's just a certain amount of weight involved, because it has to match people with regions and different time zones, and some regions have lower player counts and all this sort of stuff. But what I find very interesting is he claims that the MMR/SBMM system in Delta Force has nothing to do with the high ping, but when I play with a squad full of people, and even when I play with a squad full of only North American players, I still sometimes get extremely high ping lobbies. For instance, I was playing just yesterday with a squad full of players from North America, right? No out-of-region players, no anything. And I loaded into a game with 120 ping. So it's just very confusing. Like there's clearly a separate issue going on here somewhere. The next thing Shadow addresses is the confusion caused with the ranked/unranked versions of Delta Force, and he confirms what we already knew. Ranked and unranked players get placed in the exact same lobbies, and he claims that this ranked/unranked confusion was caused by a, quote, localization error in their game, and that they take it very seriously. I find that very interesting, but again, I've spoken on this subject multiple times. I think the solution is fairly simple. All you have to do is get rid of the ability to select unranked and ranked, squish the thing down into one playable mode, and then just apply the ranked rewards that used to be in ranked mode, and just apply it to the entire game mode, right? Just basically reduce the confusion, get rid of unnecessary things, and I think people would cease to be confused about this particular subject. Shadow then very briefly covers bots, and he just says that, well, they basically don't want to use him as he's aware that players want to play against real players. But as I covered in my video yesterday, for regions with significantly lower player counts, you will probably experience AI or bots in your games. But for more popular regions of the game, like Europe or North America, you should certainly not be seeing any AI in your games at all. Shadow goes on to respond to the ever-popular question, when will controller support release and when will the console version of the game release? He basically just says, we're working on it and we'll tell you when we have more information. So the same answer as last time. Now here comes the big answer that's probably going to confuse and maybe even infuriate a lot of people here, and it has to do with the Delta Force Battle Pass XP limit. For those of you that are unaware of the problem, you buy Delta Force's Battle Pass and it only allows you to level it up a certain amount per week. And naturally, this has caused a lot of frustration because in the minds of pretty much every player that I've ever talked to, when you buy something, you should pretty much just be able to do whatever you want with it, especially in a video game. If you want to buy a Battle Pass because you think the stuff in the Battle Pass is cool, you should be able to play the game and level it up to your heart's content. However, Delta Force has a different idea when it comes to the Battle Pass XP limit, and Shadow said that the reason this limit is in place is to, quote, make sure that players can experience Delta Force without feeling overwhelmed. We want to also discourage players from spending excessive time playing the game, which could be detrimental to their health. And then Shadow goes on to say that they are open for more feedback on this topic. Allow me to provide some feedback, if I may. Delta Force, I believe, personally, that you are looking too far into this particular subject. It isn't really that deep. I think once players buy the Battle Pass, they should be allowed to play the game really however long they want. And I don't think implementing a Battle Pass XP limit is achieving what you hope it would achieve. I think people see that, they get frustrated, and then they wonder why they're playing the game at all. Then they might not come back even though they bought the Battle Pass. So my recommendation is get rid of the Battle Pass XP limit and fix any issues that may exist with getting rid of the Battle Pass XP limit, whether it be the rewards are too, I don't know, beneficial to the player at the end of it or something, or maybe it'll destroy something in the operations mode. Switch some awards around, whatever you have to do to remove that Battle Pass XP limit to solve the frustration. The next thing Shadow addresses is the ever-popular question of when are they going to fix the UI? And Shadow says they're going to try to improve it from the suggestions of the player base. Allow me to suggest something. I would love minimap customization settings, opacity sliders. Even though I know the game has opacity settings sort of already built into it, I would love to be able to adjust that as well. So that is pretty much going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely some very interesting responses. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And of course, if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I have many more weapon guides on the way for you guys, including full weapon guides for different categories of weapons. And be sure to come by the Twitch streams, ladies and gentlemen. I'm probably playing in Twitch Rivals right now, and I'm going to be playing in other tournaments in the future as well. So first link in the description, or I believe it might be in the pinned comment as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.